Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back. So this was the video that I wanted to make to just talk a little bit about the GitHub repository that I've been keeping up with, that I've been updating, that's accompanying these videos for the Python programming massive open online course from the University of Helsinki that we've been taking as part of this playlist. I created this repository from the very beginning, from when we did the first exercise on video. I mean, the first readings and the first exercises on video. So you can see this. The oldest material we have here is 4 months old. So we've been doing this video actually for these videos for pretty long. Um, but I made this repository for it to be a resource for anybody who's taking this course to be able to get some help from it, compare solutions from it, um, and see basically have it as a resource point for them when they're going through the course for learning purposes, right? Strictly for learning purposes. Um, so all the exercises that we've done on video are all in here. Now they're not neatly organized and whatnot. I just organize them by parts, not by sections. And I'm continuing to update this as much as I can. The README just had a massive update. So I just want to talk a little bit about that. Originally, I just had a table here that had all the videos kind of listed up until this point, and I didn't think that kind of made sense because that means the README could go on, for 200 videos or whatever, however many we're gonna get through by the time we're done with the course. And then I'm also considering doing the advanced course as well. So depending on how many exercises and sections there are for the advanced course, we can see easily have a list of over 200 videos displayed in the README file. So what I did was I created this video index, which now has all the videos listed by sections, by parts and sections, and whenever a section has multiple parts, then those videos will be grouped together for that section. Each section also has what topics are being covered, so you know what you are going to be looking at when you're watching these videos. Now I did this because, again, if we continue with this course and if we continue with the advanced course as well, then we're going to have a huge list of videos to display. And I think having this kind of layout will be much easier for people to be able to navigate and find what they're looking for. Now, part of the reason why I also created this repository was to help people who are discovering the videos from GitHub. I'm pretty sure some of you, or I'm not gonna say many or a lot, but I'm pretty sure some people go online and look for help whenever they encounter an exercise that's either too difficult or too challenging, or maybe the instructions are a little too vague, like we've seen in the previous video. So they go on Google, right? They look for people who have either encountered these same problems as they have and how they're able to solve them. They look on forums. I've seen some solutions to these problems on Stack Overflow, on Reddit, etc. So my thing was, why not have a one place where these exercises and solutions are available, right? So people can just quickly navigate. So that's why I built this repository. So I genuinely recommend that, and I know the repo will be helpful for people who discover the videos from GitHub, right? Somebody is on GitHub, right? They find this repo because they were trying to find solutions or help to certain exercises. So they stumble upon the repo and then they discover, like, hey, wait, there's this guy also has videos that go along with these exercises and the solutions. Let me go check them out. So they can go discover the videos from the repository, while everybody else who's been following along with the videos can come to the repository to find to have it as a reference for solutions that we cover from the videos. So I think this is a very great and useful tool that you guys should be taking advantage of. All exercises are uploaded up until this point in the videos, so you can go and take a look at them, compare them to your own, see what you could have done better or what you did better than me, right? And just have a one-stop shop for you guys to be able to continue referencing in the future. So there's still some changes I'm going to make to the README to make navigation a little bit easier, right? Because somebody scrolling here, they might not really tell if this is a clickable link or not. So I just need to clean up some of this texting in here. And then when you go to the video index, right? I just want to also add links to the solution files, right? So if whatever excesses are being covered, then I'll list the solutions there. So to have this again as a one-stop shop. Hey, this video covers this section, which also covers these exercises, and these are the solutions that go along with them. So still some updates to be made, but I just wanted to emphasize, how useful this repository is. So the link to the repository will be in the description below. Again, thank you to the folks who gave the repository some stars. I truly appreciate it. But yeah, go check it out. Give it a star. Go look through the solutions that we have. If you have some feedback that you want to provide to help improve the README for everybody else in the future, let me know. You can put it as an issue, right? You can go to issues and just create an issue in here, and I will address it and make those updates. And or you can leave them in the comments below, right? If you have any feedback and suggestions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will implement them and get back to you, letting you know that that I've taken your feedback and I've applied it. So go check out the repository. I think it's a very useful tool, and I'll continue to upload solutions to them, and I'll continue to making updates to improve it, not just for myself, but for everybody who's watching these videos and for anybody who might discover this repository from GitHub, so they can also have an awesome experience looking through it and using it as a resource for them to continue to learn about Python, about the course, and to become better programmers. So thank you so much, guys. Again, your support has been tremendous. Thank you to anybody who engages in the comments of the videos. Thank you to anybody who gives likes on the videos, and anybody who asks questions and needs help with stuff. Again, don't hesitate. I always want to help and to grow, right? And I think learning by teaching is one of the best mechanisms there are to be able to understand material. And I have experience with Python. I don't have extensive experience with Python, but I have experience with it. And so as I'm taking this course, there's also certain tricks that I'm learning that I didn't know, which are proven to be very, very useful. So for me to be able to read the material and digest it and then teach it back to people, again, I'm not the best teacher on the planet. I'm not saying I'm an expert at this stuff. But to be able to digest it and present it to people in a way that I think makes the material and the content easier to understand has been a very crucial learning experience for me as I'm also growing as a programmer. So yeah, and again, I recommend people take these kinds of courses because as the world of software engineering, of programming moves further and further along towards AI and AI development, and now you're having web applications completely written by AI from start to finish. Sometimes I'll tune into a stream on TikTok or Twitch, and the comments would just be, "Hey, why not let Claude do this, right? Why not just let Claude build the entire app?" And I think learning the fundamentals of programming is very, very crucial because if your code base grows to a certain point, and as we know with large language models, they are prone to hallucinations, right? That's one of those side effects that will probably never be eliminated. And these large language models speak with so much authority and certainty when they're giving you answers and solutions, but you need to be able to understand these fundamentals so you can be able to push back and say, hey, why are we doing it this way instead of doing it another way, right? Why are you so certain that this is the right way to do it, right? And to be able to challenge these LLMs so that you can understand what code that they're producing, right? You don't want to just have them write entire programs for you and you don't understand what the code is doing. And then when there bugs eventually do arise, you can be able to go through the code base and understand what's going on and make the proper updates and make the proper fixes. Otherwise, you're just going to be building very vulnerable applications because you only have that knowledge that the program works. So I don't need to worry about anything else. You're not worried about security. You're not worried about a good practice and whatnot. So large language models are great for being a consolidation of a lot of knowledge, but along with scraping the web for solutions written by experts, there's also solutions written by non-experts and just everyday programmers like myself. So programs that work but might not be the most optimal way to do things or might not be the correct way of doing things, right? You might have a lot of cache that you got to worry about and a lot of memory usage in your program that you got to worry about that you didn't address. And then large language models take that information and and will read it back to somebody who has a similar problem to you in the future. So my biggest advice to you guys is sure, use large language models, ChatGPT, Claude, I don't know, Windsurf, or whatever other these integrated IDEs that have AIs built into them, right? Not Codex. What is it? Man, there's so many of them. GitHub Copilot, Replit has their own LLMs for programming, right? Use them, fine, but just challenge yourself to also be able to understand what these LLMs are giving you. So learning the fundamentals, I think, is one of the best ways to be able to have good practice, understand what the code is doing, and should problems arise, you can go into your code base and debug, right? Debugging is one of those fundamental things that you learn in programming. And also to be able to write tests, right? In the real world, at any company that you're going to work with, code is going to be tested, right? You're going to have to be able to write unit tests, right? Integration tests, right? End-to-end tests. So knowing what your code is doing is important. I mean, again, sure, you could probably ask AI to write tests for whatever code it also provides. But again, just knowing this stuff is very, very crucial, because eventually they're going to need not people who can just use code, these LLMs to write code, but people who are shepherds of these LLMs, right? To guide them to doing things the correct way or the better way, to be able to, debug when the bugs do arise. So this is why I recommend doing this Python course. Do the introductory course, do the advanced course. I know freecodecamp.org has a bunch of free courses as well, and they're very thorough. You learn a lot of material. You can learn front-end development, back-end development. So if you guys want me to also take those courses, let me know. If you guys want videos that cover other programming languages, let me know. I can teach you guys TypeScript, JavaScript, and C++, Java. If you guys want to step away from the fundamentals and start learning how to write APIs and servers in Python, let me know. I can make videos on that as well. So let me know, guys. But again, the main takeaway that I want you guys from this video is the Python, the GitHub repository. It's a very good resource. It's a very good tool. So utilize it as a reference, something that you can quickly look through to find solutions. And if you want to find somewhere, hey, where have I seen this code before when you're doing exercises, it's all going to be in this repository. So I'll continue to improve upon it based on your feedback, based on what I think could be improved. But your feedback is also very, very, very much appreciated and very welcome. So you can leave any feedback that you have about this repository in the description. Not the description, in the comments below. Or you can come to the repository, go to the issues tab, create a new issue, and just talk about it, right? You can write a new issue. Hey, improve navigation in the repository, and then just give me some details. Like, hey, I find it difficult to find videos. Hey, maybe find videos that correspond to a section, right? So maybe instead of having videos just listed in an index, maybe you can create sub-indexes. Or hey, I find it difficult to find exercises that accompany each solution. So this is one of the things I was thinking about, right? So if I want, I'm not going to actually put that up there. So for example, I go to part 5 and I'm just met with a whole heap of solutions, but I don't know what exercise they correspond to. So another thing that I was thinking about doing is creating subfolders in which each section will have exercises that accompany those sections. So break this down into sections as well instead of just listing everything out. But something like that could be an update that we can make to make this repository even that much better. So I want this to be a living and growing document for us. So your feedback is very, very much appreciated and welcomed. So you can leave that in the comments below. Please go visit the repository, give it a star. Truly appreciate it. Your support means the world to me. And then the next video, as I mentioned in the previous video, we're going to be starting section part 6. And then we'll go on from there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.